We're going to be going in there. I'm actually going to take you behind the scenes of how we teach our students how to successfully trade in the Forex market. Now, before we begin, I do want to let each of you know that trading the Forex market, it does have its own form of risk involved. You should never invest money that you cannot personally afford to lose. You should always trade with proper equity management in mind. We're going to be going over that here in just a couple minutes. Now, it is also highly recommended you go through our education in its entirety and you begin trading as an educated and knowledgeable trader. Now, also please be advised that anything I'm going to share with you here today, I'm about to pull up my charts here in just a minute or two. I'm actually going to go into the actual live market. I'm going to walk you through several trade examples, teach you a couple trading strategies. There's actually a couple trades I'm looking at right now. If we have time, I'll actually show them to you. But do not take this as actual investment advice, because ultimately, when the time comes for you to place a trade live, that decision to make that specific trade is going to be yours and yours alone. So a quick agenda here before we get started. I'm going to take a quick minute, introduce you to who Market Traders Institute is. I'm then going to go ahead and do a Forex market overview. James did a great job of talking about the Forex market. If everybody's already up to speed on it, we can just breeze right through that here today. Then I'm going to pull up my charts. We're going to go in there. I'm actually going to show you how we take you behind the scenes and teach you and show you how we teach our students actually how to trade in this market. Then we'll go into the actual live market. And like I said, I do have a couple great opportunities I'm looking at right now. Plus, I'm also going to give you a sneak preview of our Euro pivot point trading prediction. We have a live webinar coming up tonight. We're going to be updating our students on this prediction. I'll go over that for you here today as well. Quick background about me. I've been trading in the investment market since about 1998. I've also worked for several different financial companies. I also did help start, launch, and build an entirely new financial services company from the ground floor up. Most importantly, though, I'm actually a student of Market Traders Institute. So everything that I have learned from the Forex market, I've learned through Market Traders Institute. And that's one of the things I want to point out is that even though I did know about the Forex market, I didn't quite understand the potential in the Forex until actually going through this program. A little bit about Market Traders Institute for those of you who are brand new. Market Traders Institute has been in business now for about 24 years. We are a premier education program. We are here to teach you how to trade in the Forex market. We're also here to provide you state-of-the-art software and technology. I'm actually about to demonstrate some of that technology for you here in just a minute or two. One of the things I also want you to note, if you're taking notes, write down that we are not a broker. We are an education institute. We're here to provide you education on how to trade in this market. We're here to provide you tools to trade in this market. But the fact is, you can use any broker that you want to, and they will all connect and interact with our charting platform. In fact, if you want some information about brokers we use, I can give you that information as well. Very quickly here, the building you see on your screen, this is actually our corporate office here in Orlando, Florida. I'm actually broadcasting live from the second floor of this building right now. We have a state-of-the-art training facility here. In fact, some of you in the webinar today, you actually get the chance to come here to our offices in Central Florida, get trained live in our classrooms here. And that's what we do here as an organization, my friends. Literally every second the currency market is open, we are teaching our students, we're training our students, we're coaching our students in this market. So our students are never, ever left alone with any decisions to make in this market. In fact, actually, we've gone through some tremendous growth as an organization. For the last 4 years, we've actually been ranked on Inc. magazine's fastest growing private companies. Just found out about a week or so ago, we were ranked on there for 2018. We consider this a huge and tremendous honor for us. One gentleman I need to introduce you to before we get started. This is the founder. This is the creator of the program. Some of you in the room may have heard of him before. His name is Jared Martinez. He's a top-selling author. He's actually one of the teachers here you're actually going to get to work with when you become a student here at Market Traders Institute here. Ladies and gentlemen, over 50,000 people worldwide have been trained by the chief and Market Traders Institute here. I'll come back and I'll explain to you why I'm introducing you to him here in just a second here. But ladies and gentlemen, your timing in the webinar today, this couldn't be better than right now, because like I said, tonight we have a live webinar coming up. I don't have enough time to go over all this here today, but we do have a live webinar coming up tonight at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. One of our professional analysts here, Tyson Clayton, he is going to be going live with our students tonight, updating our students on this prediction. Now, if anybody that is brand new, you might want to write this down. This is called our Euro Pivot Point Prediction. We're going live tonight at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be Tyson Clayton. He's going to be going live with our students, giving our students the entry points, the exit points, giving them all the trade information and analysis live tonight at 7:00. Now, in this prediction, we're predicting over 6,000 pips of movement for our students. If you don't know what a pip is, I'm going to explain here in just a moment, but on a standard lot investment, this is going to be an opportunity for over $60,000 in profit. Now, what makes the session tonight so unique is typically we set these live sessions aside for our more experienced students. However, because this is investor inspiration, I have a couple special bonuses for you here today. I actually have been given the opportunity to give 9 of you in the webinar today an opportunity and an invitation to be in this live session tonight. So if at any point throughout the webinar, if you would like to see, if you can qualify to be one of my 9 new students in this live webinar tonight, at any point throughout the webinar, type a good phone number into the questions box. Myself or one of my education specialists, we will reach out to you after the webinar, give you the information, see if you can qualify to be one of my 9 new students. This will be on a first come, first served basis. So like I said, at any point throughout the webinar, go ahead, type a phone number and we'll reach out to you here. So ladies and gentlemen, before I go and pull up the charts, start talking about the Forex market, and I do appreciate James, he has already gone over a lot of this here, but what I need to know from each of you in the webinar right now, how many of you are brand new to the Forex market? If you were to rank your scale, rank your experience in the Forex market on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being you are brand new to the Forex market and 10 being you're already a Forex expert. Go ahead, rank your experience in the Forex market, because if you already have a bit of knowledge from what James just talked about, or if you're already experienced in this market, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time explaining what the Forex market is. So if everybody could just do me a quick favor, go in the questions box, rank your experience on a scale from 1 to 10. Okay, thank you for that, Sanjay. Thank you for that, Harvey. I got Montgomery, I got Jason, and I got Jacob. A lot of you are brand new. I'm sorry, and I got Mick Montgomery. Great, I got another Montgomery there. Mick says he's a 7. James is brand new. Michael is an 8. So it looks like I got some varying degrees of experience here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Let me just take a minute or two. I know James did a great job of already explaining what the Forex market is. Let me get everybody up to speed on what the Forex market is. Take about a minute or two, get everybody up to speed, and then we'll jump into the charts and we'll start talking about how we analyze in this market. That'll give each of you the opportunity to come on board today as a student of ours, absolutely risk-free for the next 60 days. So you can see my presentation is a lot like what James just did here. So we'll go very quickly right here. Now I know some of you are brand new. Let me just quickly give you my 4 bullet points of why I trade the Forex market. Now, number 1, as James had mentioned, it's because of the liquidity. This liquidity simply means that you can enter and exit this market anytime that you want to. The reason for this is there's always going to be buyers, there's always going to be sellers in this market. So you're not going to be stuck holding onto a trade. So reason number 1 is because of liquidity. Reason number 2 is because of flexibility. The Forex market is the most flexible market on the planet. It's open 24 hours a day. It opens up here in the United States at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Then it's open all night, all morning, all day, every day until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So once again, Forex markets open around the clock 24 hours a day. For me, I consider this a huge advantage because I like the fact that I can trade the market at 11 o'clock at night after I put my daughter to bed, or I can get up in the middle of the night and trade one of my favorite sessions. It's called the London Daybreak Strategy, or I can trade during normal business hours like I did this morning. So what I like about the Forex market is that I can trade it whenever it's convenient for me. The neat thing is that you can trade this market whenever it's convenient for you. You don't have to quit your full-time job to trade in this market. There's always going to be opportunities to trade in this market. The reason number 3 that I trade this market is because the Forex market is the largest market on the planet. As you can see, more money trades hands each and every day in the Forex markets than any other market that's out there. There's over $5 trillion that's traded each and every single day in the Forex market. So that's reason number 3. And then reason number 4 to trade the Forex market. To me, this is huge. The Forex market allows you to focus. My stock and options traders out there, you already know there are hundreds, there are thousands of companies you can watch and trade in the stock market. But in the Forex market, we're really only going to trade 8 different currencies. We're going to trade the US dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Great British Pound, the Swiss franc, and the New Zealand dollar. Now, these 8 currencies, they are going to form what are called currency pairs. And in the Forex market, there's really only about 60 different currency pairs to trade. When you become a student here at Market Traders Institute, we're going to teach you to pay attention to about 21 of those currency pairs. When I pull up my charts, you're going to see that I look at about 21 different currency pairs. So this market keeps you really really focus. So I know I went pretty quickly right there. James had already covered a bunch of this here, but I just want to explain to everybody why I trade the Forex market, because to me, it's the easiest market to follow. It's the most predictable market, and it's the most visual market that's out there. So what do I do right now is we've gone through all this very quickly. Let's go ahead. Let's pull up some charts. Let me take you behind the scenes. Let me teach you and show you how we teach our students how to trade in this market. Now I'll give each of you the chance to work with us risk-free for the next 2 months. So if everybody could do me a huge favor right now, I just switched over from my PowerPoint over to my charts. If everybody can see the 6 charts that I have on my screen right now, please go into the questions box, type the word yes, type the letter Y, just give me some sort of indication you see the charts, because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page before we actually jump in here. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water, and we're gonna jump into the charts and start showing you how we teach you how to analyze this market. Great, I appreciate that. Thank you, Helene. Thank you. I saw you said you have no knowledge in this market, but Stephen, Harvey, James, Michael, Carl, Karen, Sanjay, Lewis, Helene. Great, I appreciate that. And that's one of the things I didn't get a chance to talk about at the beginning of the webinar. Those of you that do interact with me, those of you that ask questions throughout the webinar, you're probably gonna get more out of this webinar than just sitting back and just watching the presentation here. So let me just go ahead. Let me explain to you what we're looking at right here. What I'm showing you right here, this is our proprietary charting software. This is our ultimate charting software. We actually created our own software. There's a couple unique and exclusive features built into the charting software. I'm going to show some of those to you here today. Now, we also have another charting platform called the Smart Trader charting platform. Some of you in the room, you may actually already have this downloaded on your computer. If we have time today, and I get enough interaction from each of you here today, I'll pull that other charting platform up. I'll show you a trade opportunity that we're looking at on that one as well. But these charting platforms, this is what we're going to utilize and trade with each and every single day when you become a student of ours here. So let's go ahead, let's get started here. Let me pull up this chart. And let me just briefly explain to everybody what we're looking at on this chart. For my brand new people, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, this is the Australian dollar, AUD, US dollar currency pair. In essence, what we do in this market is we trade one country's currency against another in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value against the other. So in this case, we're trading the Australian dollar versus the US dollar on this chart. For my brand new people, if you've never seen a chart like this, on the right-hand side of the screen is the price action, and down below you have time. So effectively, we're looking at price over time. Now, my brand new people, you might be wondering, what are these rectangles on the screen? These rectangles are called Japanese candlesticks. What we are looking at is called a candlestick chart. I don't have enough time in this webinar to go over everything about candlesticks. However, when you become a student, I promise you, we will teach you these in great detail. You'll thoroughly understand what a candlestick is. But for this webinar, all you really need to know is that these candlesticks measure whatever time frame you have selected on your chart, what the market has done, whatever time frame. So if we come up here to the upper left-hand corner of my screen, next to the currency pair, you can see that this is a daily time frame. You can customize this to whatever time frame you would like. You can make it a 5-minute time frame, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly, monthly. I'm actually going to pull up and show you a couple different currency pairs on different time frames here today. But what that means is that on this chart, each one of these candlesticks represents what the market has done in 1 day of trading. On the white candlesticks mean that the market has gone up. The market would have opened up here at the base, and it would have closed right here. It's also referred to as a bullish candlestick. The dark blue candlesticks mean that during that day of time frame, the market went down and closed down. It would have opened up here, closed down here. It's called a bearish candlestick. Like I said, I don't have enough time to go into all the details teaching about candlesticks, but I promise you, when you become a student, we will teach you how to identify what these mean. And all you really need to know for the webinar is white means the market's going up, and dark blue means that the market is going down. Now, one of the things you're also going to learn when you become a student is that these candlesticks, they form what are called candlestick formations. We look at these candlestick formations to help us become the sign language of the market. They're going to help to tell the trader a story. So for instance, this candlestick formation down here, this is a bullish candlestick formation. This is going to let me know, Helene, Lewis, Sanjay, Karen, look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. This candlestick formation right here, this one here, Michael, Carl, Harvey, Stephen, this one's letting me know, hey, look for this market to U-turn and go downward in a bearish movement. Like I said, I don't have enough time to go into great detail about candlesticks, candlestick formations, but I promise you, when you become a student of ours, we will teach you these in detail and you will become a subject matter expert on them. Now, one of the neat things about these candlesticks is that in our charting software, is that built into our charting software, we actually have candlestick tools that will help us identify these candlestick formations. I'll show you how that works here in just a minute as we're going through the webinar. Now, one of the things I want everybody to understand is that everything that we do in this market, every move that we make, it's going to be based off of rules-based trading education and strategies. So everything we're going to teach you is going to be based off of a trading rule, trading education and strategies that we are going to teach you. Now, when you learn the rules, one of the strategies you're going to learn is that we would look to buy into the market right here on this U-turn. And then we would look to sell our position up here when the market begins to U-turn and go down. Now on this trade right here, if we took this trade, I come up here to my ruler tool and I measure from where we would have bought into the market to where we would have sold. In this case, on this trade right here, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, next to where it says range, it says pips. We would have captured 494 pips on this trade. 400 plus 494 pips. Now, I know I have a lot of brand new people here. Helene, Harvey, Jason, Ricardo. You don't know what a pip is right now. Let me just take 10 seconds to explain to you what a pip is. My brand new people, write this down. Pip, P-I-P. It is an acronym. It stands for price, interest, point. Now, you're going to learn about pips in great detail. What you're going to learn is that we're looking to capture pips in this market. But let me just quickly break this down and explain to you exactly what a pip is. If everybody here in the room is familiar that there are 100 pennies in $1 US, what that means is that 1 penny, it equals 1/100th of a US dollar. If we were looking for a unit of measure that is smaller than a penny, it would be the equivalent to what is called a pip. And just as there are 100 pennies in a US dollar, there are 100 pips in 1 US penny. So what that means is that 1 pip, it equals 1/100th of a US penny. So if we were to draw out a number right now, if I draw out a number 1.3768, very easily here, the first two numbers past the decimal point, everybody probably knows these are the pennies. These next two numbers past the pennies, these are the pips. These are the numbers we're going to start looking at as a Forex trader when we're capturing pips and looking to trade this market. These are the pips right there. So I know this is very basic. It's a very Cliff Notes version of all this. I promise you we will teach you this in much greater detail. I just want to give everybody the basics right now. Now, one of the things I want everybody to write down, if you don't quite understand this, that in this market, you can only win or lose pips. When you're trading, you can only win or lose pips. So what we need to do now is we need to assign a value to those pips. Let me just quickly explain to you another key reason to trade in this Forex market. It's because of leverage. This is how we actually make money in the Forex market. This leverage is going to be provided to you by your broker. This is going to give us the most buying power in this market. Now, this leverage, it's going to allow you to place the trade and to generate a leveraged return on the pips that you capture. Here in the United States, we trade at a 50-to-1 leverage. Depending on where in the world you are, check with your broker. It could be 100-to-1. It could be 400-to-1. But here in the United States, we trade at a 50-to-1 leverage. All that simply means is that if we invest $20 into a trade, because of that 50-to-1 leverage, our investment's going to act like it's $1,000. Now, if this is brand new to you, I want you to quickly write this down, because in this market, we trade in units. These units are called lots. As I'm going through the webinar today, I'm going to be referring to what are called lot sizes. In the Forex market, we have what are called micro lots, mini lots, and standard lots. The best part about this market, your cost to get involved in a micro lot trade, it's only about a $20 investment per trade. So you can literally get started in this market for about $20 trading. The cost to get involved in a mini lot trade, it's only about a $200 investment in this market. And your cost to get involved in a standard lot trade. Now, a standard lot, that is the standard by which most traders strive to achieve in this market. It's about a $2,000 investment from your trading account. Let me quickly explain. Your broker is going to borrow this investment size. This is going to allow you to place the trade and to generate a leveraged return on the pips that you capture. Now, as I mentioned, you can only win or lose pips in this market. So we have to assign a value to them based on the trading size that you are trading with here. So if you're trading at a micro lot account size, each pip that you capture is worth about 10 cents. If you're trading at the mini lot account size, each pip that you capture is going to be worth about $1. If you're trading at a standard lot account size, each pip that you capture is going to be worth about $10. So I'm gonna give everybody 2 quick seconds. Write this down, write this information down, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into that chart I just showed you. I'm going to quickly show you what the type of profits we would have gotten on this trade. If you're trading at a mini lot account size at $1 per pip, your $200 investment would have generated about $490 in profit. If you're trading at the standard lot account size, I'm going to be utilizing standard lots as we're going through the webinar here today, your $2,000 investment at $10 per pip would have generated $4,940 in profit right there. So I know I went very quickly right now, but I had to get all the basics done so my brand new people at least understand the basics. I promise you, when you become a student, we will take you by the hand. We'll teach you this in much greater detail. But does everybody at least have a basic understanding of what I just showed you right here? Go ahead, type a Y or yes into the questions box very quickly if you have at least a basic understanding of what I just showed you here. Because what I want to do right now is go into the actual charts and show you how we're going to teach you how to analyze and trade this market. Great. Thank you for that, Harvey, Michael, Lewis, Carl here. Great. I appreciate that. So let's go ahead. Let's quickly go back in. And I'm going to pull up another currency pair. When you get these charts downloaded onto your computer today, I want you to look at this one here. In the upper left-hand corner of my screen, you can see that this is the Euro, EUR, New Zealand dollar currency pair. It is on a 2-hour time frame. So let me go ahead, take you behind the scenes now, kind of give you a very basic Cliff Notes version of showing you how we teach our students how to trade in this market, how we analyze this market. Now, if you don't understand this, I want you to write this down. Because as an educated trader, there are going to be 3 questions that I'm going to want to answer before I even get into the market. Question number 1 is, which direction is the market going? I'm going to show you a strategy that's going to help us to give us an educated opinion where whether we believe this market is going up or it's going down. Question number 2, we need to determine where and why to get into the market. And then question number 3, where and why to get out. So very quickly here, let me quickly show you here one strategy of how we can determine market direction. We're going to teach you, when you become a student here, we're going to teach you how to utilize the trend line strategy. I'm going to show you right now how to use the trend line tool. When you get these charts on your computer today, here's what I want you to do. I want you to come up here to the line tools, click on the trend line tool, and I want you to draw a trend line just like this. Now, very quickly here, this trend line, this is going to help us take some of the fear out of the market, because what you're going to learn when you become a student of ours is that the market tends to move in waves. What you're going to find, we're going to teach you that when the market is below this trend line, it's going to be moving in waves. It's going to be making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, just like that. When the market is below this trend line and making these lower lows and lower highs, we refer to this as the sell zone, meaning that we are going to be looking to take selling positions when it's below this line in the sell zone. Then the market starts going sideways. Then it starts to rally up. And then what it does, as it's rallying up, it starts to make higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, and then it breaks above that trend line and continues making higher highs and higher lows. When it does this, we refer to this as the buy zone, meaning that I have just developed an educated opinion. Oops, hold on. I just developed an educated opinion that I now believe this market is going up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start looking to take buying positions in this market. So very easily there, using a trend line tool. And this is just one of the several strategies we're going to teach you and show you to determine market direction. But we've now determined we're in the buy zone. We're going to be looking for a buying opportunity. Now, I just quickly came in here and demonstrated how to draw a trend line. When you get these charts downloaded onto your computer, what you're going to find is that we have some exclusive features built into the charting software. We have what are called smart tools. So here's what I want you to do. For all my brand new people here, when you get these charts on your computer today, come up here to these smart tools, click on the smart trend line tool. Then I want you to come up here to the beginning of this uptrend and then watch this. 1, 2, 3, bam. My smart trend line tool, it's going to quickly, accurately, and automatically draw that trend line for me. So we will teach you and show you how to properly draw a trend line. But these smart tools, they're going to make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit quicker to help us analyze this market just like that. So very quickly there, we just answered question number 1. We are in the buy zone. We are looking for buying opportunities in this market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up so I get some white space here. Let's back this up a little bit here. What I need to do now is I need to answer questions number 2 and 3. I need to answer where and why to get into the market and where and why to get out. To answer these 2 questions, I'm going to use another strategy. It's called the Fibonacci Strategy. I'm going to show you how we can use our exclusive Fibonacci tool. Now, as I'm setting this up, very quickly here, do I have anybody in the room here today who has never heard of the Fibonacci strategy? You've never heard of you've never used the Fibonacci tool. If that is you, type in N, type in no, give me some sort of indication if this is brand new to you, you've never used it before, because I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining what this is if everybody here in the room already knows what this is and has already used this here. So yeah, thank you for that. Joshua says no, Ricardo says no, Jacob says no, Henry says no, great. So for those of you who have heard Fibonacci's before, Samuel, thank you for that as well. Yeah, for those of you who've never heard of Fibonacci's before, let me just quickly introduce you to them. Fibonacci's are a man-made mathematical equation. These are going to help us to determine and monitor the wave movements in the markets. It's going to help us to predict where the market is going here. So what you're going to learn when you become a student of ours is that when the market is rallying up, it's making those wave movements, we have determined that it tends to move in an A, B, C, D pattern. We're looking for this A, B, C, D pattern. And we're going to teach you and show you how to identify this A point and B point here. I'm going to show you a tool that's going to do all of this automatically for us. But when we identify this A and B boundary, I want you to come up here to the top of the screen, right here, click on the Fibonacci tool, our exclusive Fibonacci tool right here, and then you're going to spread the Fibonacci tool from the A to the B, just like that. In fact, let me zoom in a little bit, make this a little bit bigger. I want a different computer here today, makes it a little bit bigger for everybody. Okay, so in between this A and B boundary, we have determined that there is a high probability that the market is going to pull back or retrace. So those wondering what these colored lines in between the A and B boundary are, these are called retracement lines. What we are effectively looking for this market to do is we are looking for this market to pull back in between the A and B boundary. We're going to look for this C point. The C point is going to be the U-turn in the market. I'm going to show you a strategy of how we can determine the U-turn. And then what we're going to look to do is we're going to look for this market to extend upward. That's why these color lines are above the B level. What we've done to make this very easy to understand is that the red retracement lines correspond to the red extension like a buddy system. Red goes to red, blue goes to blue, and green goes to green. Based on how far the market pulls back and forms this C point, this is going to help us to determine where our D point is going to be. Our D point is going to be our exit from this trade. It's also where we're going to be setting our limit. So effectively what we're looking for the market to do is pull back, retrace, form the U-turn. We're going to look for an opportunity to buy into the market after the U-turn, and depending on what Fibonacci zone the market pulls back into, that's going to let us know where to determine to set our limit, to exit our trade. So very quickly here, let's say the market were to pull back into the red retracement zone and form this C point, and we find an opportunity to buy into the market after the U-turn. What this is telling me, Bob and Samuel, Michael, Carl, Lewis, to look to exit this trade, look for my D point to be at the red extension. This is where we're going to set our limit in our broker's platform. Red goes to red. Let's say the market pulls back into the blue retracement zone. Down here. Forms this U-turn, forms this C point, and we find an opportunity to buy into the market after the U-turn. What this is now telling me, this is telling me, Carl, Karen, Alejandro, Sanjay, look to exit my position at the blue extension. That's where we'll set our limit. Blue goes to blue. Now, I'm willing to bet that I probably have a lot of smart people here in the room here today. I'm willing to bet that a lot of you can probably already understand and tell me what's going to happen on this next one right here. So what I want to do is I want a little bit of participation from everybody. Let me see who's getting this here. Let's say the market were to pull back into the green retracement zone and form the C point, and we find an opportunity to buy into the market after the U-turn. Go ahead into the questions box right now. Do you think we're going to look to exit at the red, the blue, or the green extension? Let me see if everybody's getting this right now. Yeah, John got it, Carl got it, Andrew got it, Montgomery got it, Asher got it, Thomas got it, Oliver, Duncan, Harvey, James. Great, everybody got it. Yeah, we're going to look to exit at the green extension. Like a buddy system, green goes to green. James, Lewis, Michael, everybody got that here. So I know I'm going very quickly right now. I just want to give everybody the basics on how this works. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back into the market, show you how this actually works in the market. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a tool that's going to do all of this automatically here. Because I got Daniel asking, how do we determine the A and B boundary? We will teach you and show you how to do that. We'll teach you and show you how to do that when you become a student. But I'm going to show you a tool that's going to do it automatically for us here in just a minute. But I'm going to come back in here, back into the markets. And this point right here is going to be my A point. This is the beginning of that uptrend. This point right here is going to be my B point. My more experienced traders would recognize this as being a proper high. So I very quickly here have identified my A to B boundary. What we're going to do is we're come up here to the Fibonacci tool, and we're going to spread the Fibonacci tool from the A to the B, just like that. Now, watch what ends up happening in between the A and B boundary. The market begins to pull back. It pulls back in between the A and B boundary, right here to my top red retracement zone, right here, and then right here, bam. It gives me this candlestick formation right here. My brand new people probably don't know what this is, but my more experienced traders probably already understand that this is a piercing line candlestick formation. What this is telling me right here, this is telling me Bob, Michael, Lewis, James, look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. So I'm going to look to buy into the market right there at the close of the candlestick right there. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, how do I know that that's a piercing line candlestick formation? We're going to teach you how to identify these candlestick formations, but built into our charting platform, if you come up here under the candlestick tools, click on piercing line. Watch what ends up happening. I click on that, and it turns green, letting me know, reassuring me that that is, in fact, a piercing line candlestick formation. I'm going to now be looking for this market to U-turn and go upward. Some of you might be saying, well, what about this green candlestick right here? One of the things you're going to learn when you become a student here is that we're going to look for the market to pull back to at least this top red retracement level before we look to get into the market. So we would disregard this one. We would look to buy on that one right there. So at this point, this right here is my C point. Now, if I draw a line across over here, if I draw a line across, everybody can see that my C point is in the red retracement zone. So let me get some quick feedback right here. I'm gonna set this up right now, but if everybody can go into the questions box right now and let me know if we are buying into the market on this U-turn, believing the market's going to U-turn, and the market's in a red retracement zone, go ahead into the questions box. Let me know which color extension are we going to exit this trade at? Where are we going to set our limit? I'm gonna start typing this out very quickly here. There we go. Yep. Wow. All of a sudden my chat box blows up here. John, James, Harvey, Lewis, Michael, Duncan. Yeah, everybody got that right. We're going to look to exit right here at the red extension, because like a buddy system, we make this very easy to understand. Red goes to red. Lewis got that as well. So ladies and gentlemen, watch what ends up happening here. We buy into the market, believing the market's going to U-turn. Based off of our strategies, the market quickly U-turns, rallies up, and right there, bam, triggers my limit right there. So we are now out of this trade because we set our limit in our broker's platform. We are now automatically taken out of this trade for profit. If I click on my ruler tool, and if we bought into the market on this U-turn and we exit at our limit, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of my screen where it says range, it says pips, we would have captured 155 pips on that trade, plus 155 pips. If you're trading on a standard lot account size, you just generated about $1,550 in profits, and that was in about 2 days of trading right there. So let me go ahead, let me quickly set this up. The market now, we're now out of this trade. The market continues to rally up to that point right there and begins to pull back again. That point right there is my new B, right there. And we're going to delete all this here. Let's quickly delete all this. There we go. Because we're now out of this trade. The previous Fibonacci's are no longer valid. Now, that becomes my new B point. This C point right here becomes my new A. Oops, hold on. Move my A up right there. So I've now quickly have identified my new A and B boundary. And what do we do when we identify that A and B boundary? We quickly come up here to the top of my screen, click on the Fibonacci tool, and we're going to spread the Fibonacci tool from the A to the B, just like that. Just like that. Now, watch what ends up happening in between the A and B boundary. The market, once again, pulls back into my red retracement zone. This is one of the things you're going to find, is that you're going to find that there's when we start understanding these patterns, the market tends to do the same things over and over again. Watch what ends up happening here. It pulls back into my red retracement zone, and then right here, bam, it gives me this candlestick formation. My experienced traders probably already know what this is. My brand new people, this is an engulfing bullish candlestick. Sign language of the market right here. This is telling me to look for this market, Lewis, Duncan, Michael, Harvey. I'm gonna look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. So I'm gonna buy into the market right there, just like we did on that previous trade. There's my entry. And my C point is gonna be right here. Now, I know some of you might be saying, well, how do I know that's an engulfing bullish candlestick? If I come over here, click on bullish engulfing, watch what ends up happening. Bam. Turns green, gives me reassurance to look for this market to U-turn. Now, at this point, my C point is in the red retracement zone. There's my C in the red retracement zone. So all of you probably already know that we're now going to look to set our limit, my D. My exit from this trade, which is my limit, is going to be right there at the red extension. Because once again, we make this very easy to understand. Oops, hold on. Make that big again. There we go. Like a buddy system, red goes to red. Now, I'm actually going to answer Daniel's question right here. Daniel was just asking, what about a stop loss? As I told you at the beginning of the webinar here, we're going to teach you about proper risk management. We're going to teach you about proper equity management. We're going to teach you how to set stop losses. Now, there's a couple different strategies we're going to teach, but one of my favorites that I like to utilize is I like to set a stop loss about 10 to 15 pips below this U-turn. So if I were to set a stop loss, it would probably go right about, I'm guessing probably right about there, I guess. That's a shallow stop loss. But one of the things you're going to learn at the safest place is to set it down below the A. And we have a saying that goes, if the market does not take out the A, the market has no choice but to go your way. What that means is that as long as the market does not pull back and take out the A, we're going to confidently hold our position, let it rally up to our limit right there. Now, I know I'm going very quickly here, but let me ask those of you in the room right now, just based on what I've showed you so far, does this look like a well thought out trade? Does this look like we are using trading strategies? We're using proper education and strategies to trade in this market? Type of wire yes if you do. Let me see if I'm building some proper expectations here today. Okay, great. Thank you for that, Fernando, Daniel, Abigail, James, Michael. Now, watch what ends up happening here. The market U-turns right off that candlestick formation and then quickly rallies up to my limit right there. Bam. Rallies up to my limit. We're now out of that trade right there. So if I quickly come in here and measure where we bought into the market to where we exit this trade, on the left-hand side of my screen, 207 pips on that one. So plus 207 pips. On a standard lot, at $10 per pip, you just generate another $2,070 in profit. Now, I'm going to quickly bring this to the live market here. I'm going to bring this to the live market and show you a tool that's going to do all of this automatically, show you a couple of different trades I'm looking at right now. I'm going a little bit long on time, so I have to do a little bit quicker here. But let me go ahead. Let me set up this next trade. Right here's my new B, right there, and my C point becomes my new A. And we'll delete all this previous analysis, just like that. There we go. Now here's my A and B. I quickly come in here and draw from the A to the B. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this a little bit quicker than I normally do, but I bet most of you in the room right now can probably let me know when we're going to look to buy into the market. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask for some participation. I'm going to advance this candlestick by candlestick. When you see an opportunity to buy into this market, type in buy, type in now. Just give me some sort of indication saying, hey, William, we're going to buy right now. So watch what ends up happening here. In between the A and B boundary, the market begins to pull back. Continues to pull back. Now, right now, we're in the red retracement zone. So we've satisfied one of those rules. Watch what ends up happening. Bam. Right there. Can everybody see an entry? Yeah, we have a green candlestick right there, a golfing bullish candlestick. I'm going to buy just like I showed you here. There's going to be my entry right there. There's my buy right there. Now my C point is going to be right here. So that means my D is going to be right here. My D is going to be my exit from the trade. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker on here because I want to bring this to the live market and show you how we can do all of this automatically here, right here. So there's my entry, my C point's red retracement zone. There's my exit. Watch what ends up happening. The market quickly U-turns right off of that candlestick formation, rallies up that trade right there. If we bought into the market here, we exit right there, 244 pips. So plus 244 pips. Now, if we were to quickly add this up, I'm going to bring this now to the live markets. This was over the course of about 3 weeks of trading. I'm going to bring this to the live market right now. But let's quickly add this up. Let me see if I find my calculator here. There we go. So over the course of about 3 weeks of trading here, we captured 155 pips, we captured 207 pips, and we captured 244. So what that means is that over the course of about 3 weeks of trading this uptrend, we captured 606 pips. So plus 606 pips. If you're trading a standard lot at $10 per pip, you just generated about $6,060 in profit. Like I said, that was in about 3 weeks of trading here. Now, a couple of you here are asking some questions here. Some of you have been asking about trading this on different time frames and different currency pairs. Yeah, you can do this on every currency pair, and you can do this on every time frame. I'm about to pull up another one here and show you here, but you can do this on every time frame just like that here. So I'm going to go ahead now and bring this now to the live market. I'm going to delete all this analysis here, but before I do, let me ask those of you in the room, are these the type of results you're looking for as a Forex trader? Would this help you in your current financial situation? Type of Y or yes as I start to clean up my charts right now. Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how to do this, I promise you, we can teach you and show you how to do this here. Now, I just showed you the manual way of we're going to teach you how to analyze in this market. Watch this. Come up here, when you get this chart on your computer, I want you to come up here to the Smart Fibonacci tool. Come down here to the beginning of this uptrend. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, bam. The Smart Fibonacci tool is going to quickly, accurately, and automatically draw our Fibonacci's force. It's automatically going to find that A and B boundary. So here's that first, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. This now brings me to the actual live market right here. So this is the current A and B boundary here. I'm going to quickly bring this to the live market. As you can see, this is a trade I've been showing now for about a week or two. But let me show you where we are on this right now. There we are, bam. Now, one of the things you're going to learn when you become a student here is you're going to learn about support and resistance. So what we've determined right here, this is a level of support right here. You'll learn about this as well. So there's our level of support. And at this point right now, my C point is right there. There's my current C. Now, if you draw a line across, you'll see we're in the red retracement zone. That's letting me know that if I find a buying opportunity, I'm gonna look to exit right there. There's gonna be my D point right there. Another strategy you're going to learn is what's called a counter trend line. This counter trend line, as you can see right here, the market broke above this counter trend line right there. When it broke above that counter trend line, it rallied up about 242 pips and then pulled back, bounced off the backside of this trend line. And once again, this is all strategies you're going to learn when you become a student here. And then what it did is it broke above this counter trend line. This is a trade that I've been looking at now for the last couple days. And it broke above this here, right here. We will look to bought into the market right off of that. In this case right now on this trade, you would have been up about 118 pips. There's still about another 237 pips, but overall this would have been, when this comes up here and clicks on that limit right there, about 353 pips. But right now, I have about 15 more minutes here. This is a trade you've missed out on. If you've been in my webinars, you know I've been showing this trade opportunity, but how many of you would like for me to pull up? I have about a minute or two. How many of you would like for me to pull up our other charting platform, our Smart Trader charting platform, and show you a current trade that I'm looking at right now? Go ahead, type a Y or yes if you're interested. If not, I'll go ahead and I'll go straight to the Euro pivots, and we'll go ahead and we'll bring the webinar to a close here. So, yep, it's my typical people here: James, Harvey, John, Michael. Great, I appreciate that. So for James, Harvey, Mike, and John, this is for you, my friends. Watch this. What I just pulled up right here, this is our smart trader charting platform. You're also going to get this today and be able to download this onto your computer. Now, very quickly, this charting platform is a web-based charting platform. What that means is that you can use this on your tablet, on your smartphone. You can take your trades with you while you're at your son's football game, you're at your daughter's recital here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this currency pair up right here. I want everybody to write this one down. This is one I've been looking at for the last couple days here, and it has actually just now, you'll see why I'm looking at this one right here. This is on the US dollar, Japanese yen on a daily time frame here. So what I'm going to do right now is let me delete all this analysis. And let's put everything that I just showed you together to show you why I've been looking at this and why right now this is a perfect opportunity. When you come up here, click on the trend line tools. We click on our trend line and watch this. I can come in here and draw a trend line just like that. So very quickly, within 10 seconds, I've already determined that I'm in the buy zone. I'm looking for a buying opportunity here. So very quickly, we've determined trend direction. We're in the buy zone looking for a buying opportunity. If we come down here to the beginning of this uptrend, click on the Smart Fibonacci tool. Some of you might not even know how to use Fibonacci's yet, but with our Smart Fibonacci tool, click on this at the beginning of this trend, bam. The Smart Fibonacci tool automatically draws my Fibonacci's for me to the current live market. Here was the first A, B, C, D swing. On that one right there, buying off that green candlestick, you would have captured 193 pips, plus 193 pips. Then we have another A, B, C. Now, this is another strategy. I don't have time to go into this right here, but you see the market came down, didn't quite hit the top red retracement level, came up here to the red and blue, came down right there to my red, gave me that candlestick. We would have bought on that candlestick right there. We exit up here. That trade was 325 pips, plus 325 pips. Now, there's two reasons why I'm looking at this opportunity right now. Number one, as I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, you can connect your trading platform to our charts. You connect to your broker and actually trade live from our charts. If everybody can see down here, I've been trading the US dollar, Japanese yen for the last several months. I'm up already almost 3,000 pips off of this currency pair. This is why I'm looking at this right here. The other reason that I'm looking at this trade right now is because when you become a student today, you're going to get access to Analyst on Demand. This is our online trading room. So this is another reason our traders have been looking at this trade right now. Now, why we've been looking at this is that right now, if you've been in my webinars, you know that right now, this has now gave me this green candlestick right there, and it broke above my counter trend line. That's why I'm looking at it as now as being a current buy opportunity. I'm gonna go very quickly on this. I gotta show you two other ones here, my friends. I got a little bit amount of time, but if everybody can see, my C point is right here. There's my C. My C is in the red. Let me see if I can quickly change that. Okay, so my C is in the red retracement zone. So if I find a buying opportunity in this today, I'm gonna look to exit right there. The D, there's gonna be my limit right there. This current trade right now, where it is, if I measure this, this is 506 pips. So plus 506 pips. So this one right now is a $5,000, $5,060 potential trade right here. Here's what I want each of you to do. I want you to write this one down. US dollar, Japanese yen on the daily time frame. And when you get into our Analyst on Demand room today, when you get into this room, ask them. It'll probably be T, and it might be one of the other analysts. Ask them about this. Say, hey, William said, hey, look at the US dollar, Japanese yen. Do we have a buying opportunity on this one right here? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we can trade this on a smaller time frame. There could be a lot more than 506 pips available on this. You've seen the results I've gotten off this one as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have 10 minutes left. I have two more opportunities to show you. I'm going to give each of you the opportunity to become a student of ours absolutely risk-free for the next 60 days. Here's what I'm going to do. This is something brand new that I get to show each of you today. I've already showed you how we're going to teach you manually how to analyze this market. We're going to give you smart tools to make it even easier. We're going to give you access to our analysts so that if you have any questions, they can help you along and help set up your trades. And you can actually follow along with the analysis as well. But here's something brand new. I'm going to actually take about a minute and give everybody the opportunity to look at this one right here. Do I have anybody in the room with me right now that is a cryptocurrency trader? Do I have anybody trading Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the cryptocurrencies? Type a Y or yes if you are. or type an N or no, or if you're not, because if you are, you probably already know about this. If you're not, this might be the perfect opportunity right now for you to become a cryptocurrency trader. Let me quickly explain to you why. Here's what's happening here. The Chicago Board of Options, they filed with the SEC for the Bitcoin ETF. We're looking at this right now as being a potential 500% gain off of Bitcoin alone. This is going to be a massive amount of additional funds being brought in by money managers who have been waiting for this exact move right here. So if you haven't been trading cryptocurrency, this is going to be the perfect opportunity. Why do I say that? Let me go ahead and pull my charts back up. This one right here. This is Bitcoin versus the US dollar on the monthly time frame. As you can see, here's my current A, B boundary. The market right now has pulled back into my red retracement zone. We're looking for it to maybe pull back just a little bit further. And then what we're looking for is we're looking for this to shoot up. We're looking for a potential 500% reward off of this one when it shoots up here to the D, the monthly D. Now, I don't have enough time to go more into this here, but here's the best part about becoming a student here today. You're also going to get cryptocurrency lessons where you can take exactly what I just showed you and apply it into the cryptocurrency lessons here. So if you're interested in getting this information, my friends, at any point throughout the webinar, I have about 8 more minutes left. Type a good phone number. We can reach you after the webinar. We can go into much greater detail talking about how you can actually get this here. But as I promised at the beginning of the webinar, my friends, I told you I would give you a sneak preview of our Euro pivot point prediction. We have a live webinar going on tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. I only have 8 minutes. I don't have the time to go into details about this here, but tonight at 7 o'clock, our analyst Tyson Clayton, he's going to be updating our students on this prediction. This is a 6,000 pip prediction and 6,000 pip opportunity for students. On a standard lot, it's going to be a $60,000 potential opportunity here. So tonight, we are going to be going live, giving our students the analysis, entry points, exit points, the full analysis on 2 different currency pairs here. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back into my charts, and I'm actually going to pull up one of the 2 currency pairs, give you a very, very quick explanation as to why you want to get into this live webinar tonight. Here I have the Euro, EUR, Canadian dollar currency pair on a monthly time frame. Historically, I know my advanced traders can probably see this. Historically, can everybody see that over time, the market has rallied up to this green line and it drops down to this green line. It rallies up to the green line, drops down to the green line, rallies up to the green line, and drops down to the green line. I bet Michael or whoever was talking about consolidation before, yeah, it was Michael, he probably already knows what this is. What is happening here is that the market is going in between these 2 lines, banding back and forth between the 2 lines. What we're looking right now, about a month and a half ago, our analysts saw that the market had came back up to the green line and has started to drop down towards this green line again. So whoever's asking about shorting the market here, here's a perfect opportunity to short this market down to this green line. We are looking at, off this opportunity right here, we have the potential of 4,200 pips plus 4,200 pips. So we're looking at a $42,000 opportunity to trade this one currency pair. Tonight, Tyson's going to be showing our students the analysis for the other currency pair. Now, what makes this great is that we're not simply just going to get in and just short the market. We're going to be trading this in waves, using our strategies, using our education, just like, yeah, Michael knows what that is. So here's what we're going to do. I have about 5 more minutes left in the webinar. If you have not already done so, if you would like the information of how you can get into our live webinar tonight, where Tyson's going to be updating our students on this prediction, letting them know whether we're looking to get in, whether we're looking to get out, whether we're holding, giving our students the full analysis. In fact, you'll actually be able to download the workspaces for this analysis as well. So if you have not already done so, if you would like to get this information on how you get into the special webinar tonight, go ahead into the questions box. I got a bunch of you already typed your phone numbers in. Type a good phone number where we can reach you after the webinar. We'll have a conversation, see if we can get into this live webinar that is coming up here tonight right there. So thank you for that, Daniel, Michael, Jacob, Thomas, Oliver, Charles here. Now, for those of you that are interested in getting the information here to become a student of ours here, let me quickly go through here, show you some of the results our students have gone here. Thank you for that, Tom. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, all of this is done through our Ultimate Traders package here. We put all this together into a retail package. These are the results our students are getting. Every student we've done here today has gone through the same package. In fact, so far in real money trading accounts, our students have captured $1.5 million pips. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just quickly go through this here. I have about 4 more minutes left here, but if you want additional info about this here, yeah, Michael, I got your phone number, Joshua, Wade, Oliver. I don't have time to go over this here today, but I do have a special here. When you become a student, you're going to get everything I showed you here today and more. You're going to get access to our class. We have a live class that starts today where you get 2 full days of access to our education. You're also going to get access to our online university. I'll pull that up here in just a minute. You're also going to get access to the charting platforms. You're going to get mentorship that goes along with this here. You're also going to get access to our analysts each and every day. You'll be in live webinars where our coaches, our mentors, our teachers, we're going to be setting up trades for you. We're going to be building workspaces for you. All you're going to need to do is simply just follow along and get access to this as well. So ladies and gentlemen, everything I showed you here today is going to be backed by a 60-day guarantee in writing. So don't take my word for this. You'll get 60 days. I went through this very quickly, but when you speak to an education specialist, they can go into this in much greater detail. But we're going to give you 60 days to take this for a test drive, absolutely risk-free here. So some of you have been asking, how much does it cost? If you were to take every individual component of this program, it is valued at well over $14,000. However, when you become a student today, you're not going to be paying $14,000. We have an investor inspiration special today. If you wanted right now to go onto our website, you could go on, make a one-time payment of $7,995. However, you wouldn't get all the special bonuses that we're including today for investor inspiration here. So here's what we're going to do. I have 3 minutes left. What we're going to do is for today, for investor inspiration, if you'd like to get the information of how you can become a student of ours, we're going to save you $2,000 off the online price here. All I need for you to do right now is to go ahead into the questions box, type the word ready in. That's going to let me know you're ready to get this information. We'll have a conversation with you, see if we can get you enrolled today as one of our students. Now, as a special bonus for investor inspiration today, we're also going to include the cryptocurrency lesson. So you're going to be able to take the same lessons I showed you today, apply them to the cryptocurrency market, and actually, you'll actually be able to go after that Bitcoin opportunity as well. So ladies and gentlemen, you'll also get into the live session that's going on tonight for the Euro pivot prediction here. So I have 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. I got a couple of you already typed your phone numbers in. Charles says he's ready. Daniel says he's ready. Joseph says he's ready. Michael says he's ready. And Joshua says he's ready. So yeah, to get locked in with this, you have to at least type your phone number in, put the word ready. We'll get you locked in for this investor inspiration special. This is only for today. So ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be backed by that 60-day in writing guarantee. Now, to make this even quicker here, I got about 1 more minute here. I apologize for going fast. If you call in right now, we're going to save $500 off the cost of the program here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send this out into the webinar room right now. I have about 2 more minutes left here. Go ahead, pick up the phone right now. Give us a phone call. We will answer any question you might have. We're also going to save you an additional $500 off the question. So Michael, I saw you've been interactive. Pick up the phone right now. Give us a phone call. I'd like to speak to you directly here. And Wade, thank you for that as well. Wade says he's calling in, and Harry did. So I know I went through here very quickly, my friends. If you'd like to see another demonstration of this, or if you'd like to get information here on how you can potentially get the entire program for free. If you liked everything I showed you here today, you'd like to get more information, here's what you need to do. Type a good phone number into the questions box right now. Put the word free next to it. This is going to take some work on your part. We have 2 different ways of doing this. I have about 30 seconds left. Type a good phone number into the questions box, put the word free. That's going to let us know you're interested in getting what's called our tuition reimbursement program. You'll be able to go through the entire program I showed you here, potentially entirely for free. Don't have enough time in the webinar to go over it, but if you want that information, go ahead, do that right now.